What's going on, guys? I'm Nick. We're missing one today. He had a wedding last night, and he's probably a little hungover. This is Boys at a Bar Sports Talk. I believe we are going to be having a friend join us here in a second. We got a lot to talk about in a very short time to do it, so we're going to speed run this as best as possible. First up, I'm waiting to see if he's joining us or not. But first up, we got the Jaguars at the Bengals. They played on Thursday night of Week 4. It was a pretty good game. We saw a lot of Trevor Lawrence, a lot of upside compared to normal. I was pretty excited for that. Bengals are looking just pretty good, but Jags had a chance to win that game. They just couldn't pull it off. In my opinion, Jags just keep getting better and better every week. So look at them winning this week, man. I could really see them beating the Titans. It looks like Lawrence is finally starting to get out of his shell, but Burrow might win comeback play of the year between him or Dak. They're playing damn good football right now, and that's all you can ask for as a quarterback. So Joe Burrow threw for 348 yards. Trevor Lawrence threw for 204, so not bad. No picks at all in the game. James Robinson, 78 carries, 2 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence had a rushing touchdown. But Chenault, he is looking like a solid receiver 1 right now, and it's pretty nice. So Jaguars definitely have the weapons. Lawrence is being smarter. So it's going pretty good. All right. Next game up, we got the Titans and the Jets. And let me tell you one thing. One way to fuck up your parlays is putting the same team in every fucking parlay, and that's what I did last week, put Tennessee in them. And I had a bad feeling before the game, and I should have stuck to my gut and cashed it out and replaced the bet, but I didn't. We live and we learn. We didn't win any money last week, but we got Sunday football today, and I'm pretty damn excited for it. Hopefully, Minnesota goes to 2-3 today. I want to see the Jags win their first game against the Titans. I think that's very possible. Julio is still out. They got A.J. Brown back, but we'll see from there. But the Titans look bad, man. They Henry can only do so much. I think he had 157 yards rushing. Like, they're asking a lot for him. In my opinion, the Titans O-line literally lost them that game. Tannehill didn't play bad. He threw for 298 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, went 30 for 49. That's pretty damn good. And the fact that you lose the game to the Jets, it's just mind-blowing. I should have saw it coming, but the Jets seem hungry. I expect them to win a couple more games this year that they're not supposed to win because they're just going to keep fighting. So that'll be fun to watch. And Corey Davis, he finally had a good game. I know everyone kind of wrote him off because he was supposed to be this like crazy weapon the Jets have, and now and now he's producing. So good for the Jets. Good for their first win of the year. I bet they win at least probably 2 more games. Next up, we got the Lions versus the Bears. I have first off, the new play caller for the Bears helped them out incredibly amount. They Justin Fields finally was out of the pocket, rushed a little bit. Did a lot more bootlegs, what you need for that guy. He's a mobile quarterback. I don't know why they weren't doing it to begin with. David Montgomery had a crazy day. 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Damian Williams, I totally forgot he even went to the Bears. I still thought he was on the Chiefs. He had a nice 55-yard game, 1 touchdown. The problem with the Lions is, in the first half, they left 21 points on the board. They fumbled twice in the red zone, and they turned over on downs. What happened just kicking field goals? Yes, it's only 3 points, but they need it. I mean, 21 points in the first half. They would have just scored at least the field goals right there. They could have won. But the fact that they're just going for it on fourth down, Goff had a fumbled snap. Someone else fumbled. Like, it looked ugly. I just want to know why everyone stopped kicking field goals. I don't know if it's analytics right now saying to go for it, but it's not good. But the Lions also had a lot of drops, and for you to win a game like that, you cannot afford any drops, and bad drops. And I'm not even saying like Jared Goff threw for 299, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 24 for 38. It was a good day. It was just they just could not get it done. But next up, I got Colts and the Dolphins. All right. This was an ugly game, man. I feel so bad for Wentz. All the shit he talks, but he goes out there and gives it his all. He had 2 sprained ankles, and you could tell, he was not himself. Just his drop back looked weird. Very stuttery. I'm glad he's getting out the ball fast. They know that, hey, do not keep the ball in his hands, because if he gets hit, it could be it for him. He looked really hard to run, but he is one tough motherfucker. Jonathan Taylor has a big day. First win of the season for the Colts. They're just so damn injured right now. They're a good team. It's just when you're missing that many people, it's just so hard to win games. I don't know what Marlon Mack's issue. They honestly probably should just trade him at this point. Michael Pittman, highest receiving, had 59 yards. That, not the best. Jacoby Brissett, everyone was like, "Oh, revenge game," and it kind of worried me for a minute. But yeah, he threw for 199 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad, but could not get it done that day. Colts win 27-17. If you're a Colts fan, I feel bad for you, because there was so much upside from last year. You upgraded on your quarterback in some people's eyes, but you just can't stay healthy. And the best thing a quarterback can be is available. You know what I mean? Moving on, we have the Vikings and the Browns. Tough loss, man. Myles Garrett is a freak. We knew that going in. Clowney's even fucking better. Okay, no, he's not better, but a great end. And Kirk Cousins went down the field 66 for 70 yards, scored touchdown opening drive of the game. Vikings are great when it comes to their script. Their first drive, they usually score. The problem is, I'm starting to wonder, is our play calling bad live? You know what I mean? Any play caller can script a game and say, okay, this is what we're going to start, and we're going to use this. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, and we scored the first 7 and didn't score again the rest of the game. I maybe got in the red zone one time after that. It was rough. It was 11-7 most of the game. I hope we win today. Chubb and Hunt, though, best duo in the league, in my opinion, at running back. Myles Garrett's a monster. Already covered that. The Vikings are making me question. Play caller. All right. Pat P locked down Odell, so everyone says washed up Pat P, but everyone says washed up Odell too. So we'll see this week. We got the Lions. I think we'll win. Don't know if we'll cover. It's a -10 spread. I think we can. Usually when the Vikings in the last 7 meetings with the Lions have won. 7 out of 7. So I'm pretty excited for that. Dalvin Cook was hurt. It was crazy because when Dalvin Cook got put in the game late in the game, that was our first down in 2 quarters. So it just shows the huge impact they have when Dalvin Cook's not out there. Justin Jefferson, 84 yards, a touchdown. It's pretty damn good in my opinion. He's having a year. It's kind of sad to watch though because I love Adam Thielen. I mean, I'm repping him right now, but Justin Jefferson is just outperforming. I mean, he's young though, so and maybe they're just focusing more on Thielen. I don't know. Next up, we got Washington and Falcons. This was actually a really fun game to watch. Heineke came out with a game-winning drive. His family was there, the first time seeing him play in the NFL. And Cordell Patterson, Mr. Everything. He had 82 yards receiving, 34 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Matt Ryan went on to throw for 283 yards and 4 touchdowns. Taylor Heineke, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. Antonio Gibson had a touchdown with 63 yards rushing. Scary Terry, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. And that's why they call him Scary Terry. I know it was the Falcons, but it really was a fun game to watch. I would say Cordell Patterson, if you picked him up in fantasy, like he's a great sleeper. Patterson's great. Oh, you got him? He lines up at running back. He lines up at receiver. He'll fucking kick return or punt return. Like it's nuts. I love watching it. And I love Cordell Patterson. Hopefully he'll come back and retire a Viking. I'm not sure about that. But it was just all around a great game. Next up, we got Texans and Bills. I really didn't say much about this game. All I got to say is the Bills are the Bills and the Texans are trash. If you have a quarterback in the league that throws for 87 yards and 4 interceptions, he should not be a starting quarterback. I'm sorry. There is so many options out there. You can find somebody. You picked him up after week 2. That good pickup, man. That's a really good one. But Davis Mills, literally 87 yards, 4 touchdowns or 4 interceptions. How in the fuck are you a quarterback in the NFL and you can't even break 100 yards? The running game's not even better. Mark Ingram, 24 yards. David Johnson, 21 yards. That Texans offense is bad. When Tyrod Taylor's not out there, they're shit. Josh Allen threw for 248 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devin Singletary, 79 yards rushing. Zach Moss, 61 yards rushing. Stephon Diggs had 114 yards, no touchdowns. Sanders had 74 yards. Knox had 37 yards, 2 touchdowns. What happened to Cole Beasley? I know Emmanuel Sanders is good, but damn. It's just crazy. So, next up, we got Giants and Saints. Another team that fucked up my parlays last week. Who would have thought Giants would have pulled that off? Daniel Jones had a fucking 400-yard game, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Saquon had 52 yards with 74 receiving. Can we say Saquon's back? Against a good defense, too. The Saints' defense have been pretty good all season. So that was pretty cool to watch. Jameis Winston with the 0 picks. Love to see it. Alvin Kamara, 120 yards rushing. But really not much to talk about this game besides Jameis really isn't throwing picks like he used to. So we're seeing a new Jameis, so that's pretty cool. But the 402 yards. Daniel, who would have thought? Good for Daniel Jones. Everyone doubted him, but he's out here. We got the Chiefs and Eagles. Andy Reid won his 100th game on 2 different teams at the Eagles where it all started. That was pretty cool to watch. Travis Kelce had a crazy day. He had 186 yards, 3 touchdowns. So if you were playing against him in fantasy, I feel bad for you. Or if you have him on fantasy, good shit. Because that, at the end of the day, that's just that's crazy numbers as a tight end. Or no, sorry. Tyreek Hill had 186 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't know why I said Travis Kelce. But I want to know what's up with Mahomes this year. He is not putting up numbers like he did last year. He's getting it done on some games, but then it's just, I don't, played Hill and still won. Damn. All right. I want to know, why Jalen Hurts is playing the way he is. 387 yards, 2 touchdowns, no run game. He was their rushing leader with 47 yards. Devonta Smith, 122 yards. He's coming together pretty well this year. Everyone doubted him about his size, and he's doing pretty good. Can Devonta Smith win Rookie of the Year? Mac Jones is obviously going to be up there, but I mean, he is a weapon. If the Eagles had a run game, I think they'd be way better off, and they could actually get some shit going. But Chiefs did finally squeak out a win. They're 2-2. Eagles are 1-3. Next up, we got Panthers and Cowboys. What a great game. Sam Darnold, you know what? I'll eat my words on this. I said he was not good. He hasn't faced a good team. But that Cowboys defense is not bad at all. I think he threw for, what's Sam Darnold throw for? 301 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 2 interceptions, but I believe one of them was a tip pass from a receiver. So like I said, I don't like counting those, but Ezekiel Elliott had 143 yards. Amari Cooper had 69 yards and a touchdown. Pollard had 67 yards. Over 200 yards rushing. That's what wins games. Trevon Diggs has a pick in every game. He had 2 last week. He's killing it right now. I guess it's the name Diggs. That's Stefan's little brother, and he did say that he's a better football player, so it's starting to look. Hubbard is a nice replacement for McCaffrey until he comes back. He's being consistent. He's doing what he can. And what I want to say that kind of goes unnoticed is Pollard is a good running back, but he's a great pass protector. He picked up so many blitzes last week that was damn good. And that goes unnoticed. No one really watches that part of the game, but that is a big role. Like, Panthers a couple times had literally like 2 guys flying at him. There was one play that he literally took them both out with one guy. So it's pretty awesome. I want to know what happened to Robbie Anderson. DJ Moore is just killing it. He looks like he's the clear number 1, but I don't know. The Panthers blitz a lot, but their coverage is pretty damn good, so it allows them to. So the Panthers' secondary is top notch, and when you have someone like that can stay on people, they just blitz. I want to say Zeke reminds me of Barry Sanders, honestly. Like the way he runs, how violent he runs, it's really cool. Yeah, DJ Moore, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was killing it. 36-28 win for the Dallas Cowboys. I expect them to do the same this week. Cover the 7. Next up, we got Seahawks and San Fran. I really liked the way Garoppolo played. He was finally taking shots downfield. He took more chances, which paid out until he got hurt. Seattle's offense in the first half struggled, but came to stride in the late in the half. Wilson said basically, hey, let me put this team on my back, and that's exactly what he did. Deebo Samuel reminds me a lot of Tyreek Hill. Like, they are very similar. They're fast as fuck. He's just a great weapon to have. Trey Lance needs to learn to slide more. He kept taking so many hits that he doesn't need to be taking. But he actually didn't do bad for his first outing. Trey Sermon looks like they're going to be their number 1 runner at 49ers. He had 89 yards. Deebo Samuel, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. George Kittle had a slow day, 40 yards. He had a couple drops in the end zone. Russell Wilson had 149 yards, but he just, the way he was moving out of the pocket, getting out of sacks, it was crazy. Tyler Lockett, 24 yards. Let me talk about this real quick. I said this was going to be his best year. And now he's going to same old Tyler Lockett. Boom or bust. Is he going to have 150 yards or is he going to have 40? Like, we never know. DK had 65 yards and a touchdown. Alex Collins had a nice 44-yard game with 1 touchdown. Chris Carson got hurt that game. But Seahawks finally learned how to play football again, and they were doing pretty damn good. So this week, Russell got hurt. Don't know if he's going to be out or if he can play through it. Next up, we got Cardinals and Los Angeles Rams. This was a damn good game. The Cardinals came out and smacked them. Okay? Kyler Murray, showing what Kyler Murray is. He's just so good with running and throwing that it's insane. It's 268 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chase Edmonds had 120 yards. James Conner had 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. A.J. Green, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 67 yards. Matthew Stafford had 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Henderson had 89 yards. Van Jefferson, 90 yards, 1 touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 64. I think we can say now the Cardinals are legit. I expect them to cover today at -5.5 against the 49ers. That's just such a tough division. Every team in that division is good. Like any team that got put in any other conference, I would say besides the AFC West, could possibly win it. But what a day for Kyler Murray, man. The fact that it is all about matchups. So the Rams, they're great, obviously, with Aaron Donald, okay, and Jalen Ramsey. The problem with it is you can rush up the middle, but if you rush up the middle, great. All Kyler has to do is roll to the right or the left. You need DNs to keep him contained, and the Rams don't have that. I really love to see Green doing good. I've always liked AJ Green. I think Kyler Murray is up for candidate for MVP this year, though. The way he's playing, he's legit. The Ramsey and Hopkins was really fun to watch. 2 of the best players in the NFL, in my opinion, going head-to-head. There was just so many plays Murray's escaped out of the pocket and somehow got out of it. It was pretty cool. And I always say that you need to contain a quarterback, but it's easier said than done. Kyler Murray's a freak. But Edmonds, man, he's looking good too. So next up we have Steelers and Packers. Deontay Johnson is their clear number 1 in my opinion. Juju focused too much time on his TikToks instead of learning how to play football. Big Ben actually looked a little better this week, last week. He actually threw it downfield a couple times. But man, when he gets sacked, it is ugly. I love to see Cobb and Green killing it. Cobb had 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. Feels like we're back in 2014. AJ Green's fucking doing good. Randall Cobb back with Rodgers. It's awesome. Jones and Dillon are a solid 1-2 punch. If you have a guy that can rush for 81 yards, and then another guy can rush for 48 with 51 yards receiving, that's dangerous. It's dangerous. Juju Smith, 11 yards. 11! I feel bad for whoever picked him up on fantasy. And I'm pretty sure I told people to take him, and he's not doing very good. All right, Hat. I'm going to need some of your inputs on this game. We got the Ravens and the Broncos. Willie's not with us. He's my Ravens guy. If I think if the Ravens figured out who their true number one running back is, they're going to be a very dominant team. And who said Lamar can't throw? Fucking 316 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. And he also tacked on 28 yards receiving or rushing. Marquise Brown finally fucking had a good game. 91 yards, one touchdown. Latavius Murray, 59, one touchdown. Once he gets in that system a little more, I'm sure that's who the number one running back will be. I've always liked Latavius Murray. He's great. He always had the potential to be the number one running back, but he was always on teams like the Saints when there was Alvin Kamara, the Vikings when there was Dalvin Cook. But he is solid. Cortland Sutton only had 47 yards. Teddy Bridgewater did get hurt. I heard he was playing today. He passed concussion protocol. So expect a good game in Pittsburgh. I believe it's at Pittsburgh. I'm not sure. But the Ravens are looking damn good right now. They play the Colts tomorrow night. Just how injured the Colts are, it should be an easy win, but you can't really say that in NFL nowadays. I don't think there is such thing as an easy win. Don't know who the fuck James Proch is. He had 74 yards. But it's good to see Hollywood Brown start to do his thing a little bit. I don't know if Hat and I are still in here. If he is, we'll come back to this game. If not, we'll move on. Also, Lamar tied the record for NFL for most 100-yard rushing games and consecutive back-to-back. So that was pretty cool. A lot of people did not like the fact that he didn't kneel. He ran for 4 yards the last play game. Who gives a fuck? If you're going to be mad about that, you're just fucking salty they lost. I'm sorry. We had a fucking battle on Sunday Night Football. Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick. Everyone was like, who would win? Okay, well, let's be honest. Bill Belichick's really not on the field playing, for one. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. Shitty weather conditions. It was raining. It wasn't that cold, but it was colder. But Tom Brady still got it done with 69 yards. Leonard Fournette had 92 yards. Mike Evans, 75. Antonio Brown, 63. Like, they just very consistent. He spread the ball around a lot. Mac Jones played pretty well, though. 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. This was a really bad running attack by the Patriots. Their best rusher was Nelson Aguilar with 4 yards. And if you combine them, they were minus 1 yard rushing for the day. You cannot win in the NFL if you don't have a solid run game. I don't care. Even look at the Bills. That high-powered offense, and they still have to have a rusher, Singletary. He's been doing good. You just have to have someone. If you break 50 yards, it sets you up for play action and stuff like that. So if the Pats could get a running game going, they would be a lot better than they show. But Jacoby Myers, 70 yards. Bourne had 58 yards. It was a really fun game to watch. Is the conversation finally over? The fact that Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick, it probably will never be. But it was a really cool game to watch. But on to my favorite game of the week last week. I'm really high on the Chargers right now. But Chargers versus the Raiders, man. Eckler is a guy. Herbert, God, second year in the NFL, and he's looking like he's been in the NFL for at least 5 years. Josh Jacobs was finally back from injury. He had 40 yards. Derek Carr only had 196. Henry Ruggs had 60. He dropped a ball he was wide ass open, broken coverage. I think he was overthrown a little bit, so it wasn't really on him. Darren Waller had 50 yards, 1 touchdown. But Herbert, all right, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, Austin Eckler, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. And he had 28 yards receiving and a touchdown. Jared Cook came out of nowhere, had 70 yards and 1 touchdown. Keenan Allen and Williams were shut down pretty well, which kind of sucked. Because I had money on them to score a touchdown. I put money, there was a boost to Derek Carr to throw 1 touchdown in the first half and 1 touchdown in the second half. Don't know how the fuck you can't do that when you're playing that good. Well, he couldn't. So, lost money on that. It was a bad week in sports betting last week, okay? I really like the way Herbert's playing, man. He's killing it. And to have someone like Eckler that kind of can put the team on his back when you're not doing good, but when they're good together, it's pretty good. The Chargers did really well about keeping Carr on his toes. Jared Cook came out of nowhere, like I said. I really missed Monday Night Manning though. I was literally looking for it. I'm like, where the fuck is it? And they didn't do it last week, which kind of sucks. And there was another bullshit taunting call. We're all sick of it. I don't understand why. At the end of the day, it's just fucking dumb. Let them play. That's how I look at it. So, that was my thoughts on last week. If you have any comments, questions, you can go in the comments. We're going to talk about my Week 5 picks. We had Thursday Night Football, Rams at Seattle. I had the Rams. Rams looked pretty dominant. So I'm starting off the week with a dub, so that's always good. We had this morning in London, New York Jets versus Atlanta. Last I checked, Atlanta was winning. I had Atlanta to win that game. Green Bay at Cincy. I have Green Bay. I believe the spread's at -3. I believe they'll cover and win. Detroit and Minnesota. I have Minnesota. It's a home game. Minnesota's beat Detroit 7 out of the 7 times in the last meetings with them. The spread's -10. I believe Minnesota can cover and win, but that's a big one. I kind of try to stay away from that game. Another game I try to stay away from is Pittsburgh at Denver. I had Pittsburgh locked early in the week because I thought Bridgewater was going to be out longer. I believe he is playing today. The spread's at like 2.5 for the Pittsburgh or the home dogs, which is kind of weird. I think I'm going to still go with Pittsburgh, though. TJ Watt's healthy. He's playing. If they get to Teddy, it's going to be a defensive battle. I could say like a 17-10 game, something that close. Maybe like a 14-10. We got Miami at Tampa Bay. I think we all know who's going to win that game. Spread's at 10.5. Favorites for the Tampa Bay Bucks. I believe they'll cover and win. Next up, I really didn't know how to go this one. It's Washington and New Orleans. I think I went Washington at the end of the day. I like Heineke a lot. I like the Washington receivers and running backs. Their defense, if they can learn how to not rush up the field so bad, I think they'll be fine. Next up, we got Philly at Carolina. I believe Carolina will win that. It's only a -3 favorite for Carolina. I think they'll cover and win. Next up, we got Tennessee at Jacksonville. I think it's at home. There's been a lot of talk with Mr. Two Fingers. Urban Meyer, if he doesn't win this game, I could see he might be the first coach fired this year. I have Jacksonville winning against Tennessee. They do have A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry, so that's better than last week. Jacksonville's just an all-around better team. I think they're going to be able to get to Tannehill easier than the Jets did. But it'll be a cool game. Hopefully Trevor Lawrence has his first big day. Next up, we got New England at Houston. I have the Patriots. It's a -7.5 spread. Favorites for the Patriots. When you have, like I said earlier, if you had a quarterback that couldn't even get over 100 yards passing with the Texans, I think it's pretty safe to say they're probably not going to score much. So I went for New England. I believe they will cover and win. I got Chicago at the Raiders. It's a minus 5.5 favorite for the home team, Vegas. I believe they'll cover and win. We got Cleveland at Chargers. This is going to be a damn good game. I'm definitely going to be watching this one. It's at home for the Chargers. The spread's like 2 favorites for the Browns. I went with the Chargers, though. I do believe they'll cover and win. I could see it being a 3-point game. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's like a touchdown, so to sweeten the deal a little bit. Next up, we got the Giants at Dallas. I believe Dallas, they're playing home. They're playing good right now. Trevon Diggs, that defense is doing good. I don't see any reason why the Cowboys don't cover the -7 spread. Then we got San Francisco at Arizona. I believe that same thing. Arizona's I think just gonna whoop the shit out of them. I don't know if Garoppolo's playing. Trey Lance is going to be under facing Chandler Jones. Expect a big day for that defensive line for Arizona. And then Sunday Night Football is going to be a banger. We got Buffalo at Kansas City. Kansas City are -3 favorites to win this game. I think Buffalo's going to cover. They're going to be the dogs at +3. I think they're going to cover, and they're going to win it. I've seen more from Josh Allen than I have from Mahomes this year. Diggs is playing well. Singletary's playing well. The Buffalo defense is playing well. It's going to be a really fun game to watch. And then Monday Night Football, we got Indianapolis at Baltimore. Baltimore's at -7. Baltimore's defense is playing pretty well. Coming off a game last week against Denver that has a good defense. Lamar torched him. Okay. Expect a big day out of Lamar, I think. He's going to get out of the pocket. He's going to probably scramble a lot because they're going to have some pressure. But Baltimore's going to cover the 7, and they're going to win. So those are my picks. We'll go over some bets. Sorry this was really fast, and it's just me. But we're just doing it. We have some pretty good bets this week. Let me log in real quick. So my first parlay, it's a 5-team parlay. I have the Carolina Panthers at -3, Green Bay at -3, the Patriots at -7.5, Raiders at -5.5, and the Cowboys at -7. I put $20 down. I'll win $550. I think that's a very reasonable bet. That's probably my lock of the week for my bets. That's the one I'm going to be focused on the most. So, going back on last week, I put Tennessee in all my bets last week. They lose, so all my bets lost. So from now on, we're going to stay away from. We're going to do 2 5-game parlays a week. And it's going to be all different teams. I do not want to put the same team in each one. Just for the fact of you never know what the fuck's going to happen. My next one's only a 14 parlay. It's Tampa Bay at -10.5. The Chargers at -2.5. The Cardinals at -5.5. And the Bills at +3. I put 15 down on that. That's a $200 payout. Not as big as a 5-team parlay. That's why it's not as much in price, and I only betted 15 instead of 20. But that's another, in my opinion, easy lock. Brissett's not playing good. I think Tampa Bay's defense is going to be good. Sherman, he'll have a full week in the system. He was with the Bucs 2 or 3 days and started against the Patriots. It just shows that his IQ is insane. I have another 5-leg parlay. This one's kind of an iffy one. I got Minnesota at 10 against the Lions. I got the Steelers at +1.5 against the Broncos. I have the Jaguars at +4.5 against the Titans. Even if the Titans win by 3 points, which I think it's going to be very close, you'll still cover. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I got Washington at plus 2.5 against the Saints. They're at home. Hopefully, they don't have another sewer leakage. And then Arizona in that parlay at minus 5.5. I put $10 down on that. That's a $270 payout. So that's not bad at all. So last up, we got an 11-game parlay. We went all money line. I went Panthers, Bucks, Vikings, Steelers, Packers, Patriots, Raiders, Chargers, Cowboys, Cardinals, and Bills. I put $8 down on that. I'll win $948. I'm more confident about these bets than last week. There's a lot better. There's better odds. There's better lines. Last week was just so hit or miss. I think it'll be a good game. It's gonna be a fun day to watch. Sunday Night Football is gonna be good. But if anyone has any questions, concerns, let me know. See, Willie finally texted me. He's sick now. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. Hopefully we have a big payout day. We have a good shot at it. Football starts in 10 minutes. So get your beers ready, get your drinks, get your food, get your barbecue pizza, whatever you're eating. Cheers. Hopefully we win this week. And hopefully we double our money because our parlay is looking good and we didn't put that much down on this week. So enjoy it. It's a nice Sunday football. Gotta love it. I'm gonna be rubbing my Kirk Cousins helmet for good luck because I'm gonna need it. But cheers, everybody. Have a good day, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll have the crew with us. So best of luck to everyone, all your teams, unless you're going against my teams. But I'll see you then. Yo, Hat. All right, just saw that. So how are you doing these bets? I do FanDuel Sportsbook, okay? Hopefully you're still in here. So FanDuel Sportsbook, you got to be in Illinois, so I drive to Kaskaskia and place them. It's a 10-minute drive for me. I just go over there. Good thing what FanDuel does, it's they do a lot of bonuses. So if you opt in every week, what I do, they'll a same game parlay. If you bet $10, it's a risk-free bet every week for one game. So you bet $10, win or lose, they'll give you another $10 on top of that. They do a 4-game parlay. If you bet 20, they also give you a 10 up to 10 risk free. So if you lose that, you're still guaranteed $10. So it's kind of nice because it keeps it going a little bit. But if you're not in here, I'll text you. But I believe your first bet anyway is risk free. So if you they match what you deposit. So like if you deposit $25, they'll match it for 25 and you'll have 50. Stuff like that. We're still learning, but I think I have a good system going now. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Hell, even if you want to place a bet real quick, not today, but like next time I go place a bet, I can do it for you. Whatever, but it's a nice little, like the 238 we won. I only bet $10 on it, and it was a 5-game parlay. That I think you don't want to really do more than 5-team parlay because it's so hard to bet. But it's fun and it makes every game fun to watch. Like, I was gonna put a bet, and there's head right there. But see ya. Hey, well, cheers again. It's gonna be a good day.